Reiss Nelson certainly left his mark on his childhood home.
We got this spray paint and we spray painted this little goal. It's my brother's, the judgment's a bit off, you know, it's a small goal. This is the penalty spot I would be kicking it from here.
Oh my God! In turn, the community he grew up in has had a lasting effect on Nelson.
How you been? How's everything? Yeah? I saw your girl, she's got her kids now, isn't it? Coming from like an estate like this is what made me, because I feel like a lot of people don't see the good in this area, but me, like, all the good stuff from me is come from here. Sometimes when I do come back, it's like the younger kids are like, you didn't used to live here, why are you lying? I'm like, what do you mean I used to live number 20 just there? Like, this is my house I used to live at, and then my nan's house was literally number 23. Giving back, you know, I feel like community is all about giving back, and I feel like people from this area just only want to help. When you haven't got so much, people kind of just put their little things to make like a bigger pot, you know, so I feel like that's what's kind of shaped me. My school was just there, you know, so it was pretty quick. Before they had the fence where it wasn't so hard to get in. Normally, I would literally lift up the fence and just crawl under and I'd be in school.
And you were still late?
And I was still late, it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. How's everything?
You're not as small as I remember.
No, I know, I was here, innit?
I just remember him always wanting to kick a ball around.
Even at the age of 4?
Literally. I remember one time when we would all come into the classroom and I said, wait a minute, where's Reiss? And of course he was outside still kicking a ball.
Fast forward 15 years or so, Nelson might not have imagined being here alongside one of his childhood heroes, Ian Wright.
Do one thing each so as we can both cut something.
Opening a football pitch he funded so every child has a safe space to play.
This is my way of like giving back to the community and to the school. I want them to feel like this is done by someone just like them, you know. So of course, once they see that, it can only give them encouragement to go on to do everything they want in their life. From an estate like this, sometimes people can kind of get swallowed up by their environment. Football's kind of allowed me just to feel free in myself to go on and do anything I want to do, you know. But ultimately, just have the respect of other people and just also just like really being like down to earth and being a good person as well.
South London's such a hotbed of talent. I mean, there must have been a few good teams knocking around when you were a kid.
Yeah, no, of course. There was a lot of teams, you know, but I feel like South London's good for producing a lot of different players, you know, and I feel like there's a lot of eyes on South London, so that's why even the kids, it gives them a lot of encouragement, a lot of confidence to know that if they're doing really well and doing really good, that teams will always come in to tap them up, you know, so it's nice.
One of those you kind of knocked around with when you were a kid was Jadon Sancho. I've seen some lovely pictures of you like playing together when you were sort of, I don't know, 6, 7 years old. How long have you known him?
I think I've known Jadon for a long, long time. Funny, I actually met him, my granddad had like a Jamaican shop just off the road, and he always used to say, there's this kid called Jadon that always comes and eats in here, but he's always on his own or with his sister, and he claims he plays football. Like, you need to come in and kind of like show him the area and stuff, you know. And at the time, Jadon was kind of like a quieter kid, you know, and I was more like outgoing. I would always be on the area and stuff, you know. And then it was just this one summer, I kind of told him to come with me to the youth games. From that day, we've just been very, very close friends ever since, you know. And it come from playing football, which is such a happy story and a good story to tell.
Yeah, you still speak to him a lot now?
Yeah, I talk to him all the time. I spoke to him like last night as well, so we still have a good relationship, and of course he's just doing so well, and it's good to see that he's come from the area like South London, where it's good.
At the age of 8, Nelson was signed by Arsenal. Do you remember who your heroes were when you first signed? My
main heroes was Jack Wilshere, Fabregas and Van Persie and Thierry. Like, they was like my main 4. Jack was like one of the first youngsters to actually break through, and in my head I always said to my brother, I want to be the next one to kind of do it, you know.
Arsene Wenger handed Nelson his debut at 17. Loan spells at Hoffenheim and Feyenoord have followed before a return to Arsenal this season.
I feel like everyone's path's different, you know, and I feel especially for mine, I feel like I kind of got into the limelight kind of too quick, I would say, you know. I made my debut when I was 17. I was training with the 13 when I was 15, you know, so sometimes in my head I kind of thought like I kind of already made it at that young age, you know, so sometimes I would just, my professionalism wasn't the best, you know, I could say.
Really?
Yeah.
What, in terms of?
Just in terms of maybe my timekeeping, if there was a meeting or something, if there was the extra gym, I would maybe say no or stuff like this, you know, but it's just something, when you're at that young age, you don't really realise doing the ice bath after the game is only going to help you recover quicker and stuff, like eating the right foods at this time is only going to help you, you know. Sometimes you might feel like, no, let me just go home and play PlayStation, or let me just go home and talk to my friends, you know, where now it's a thing where every detail I can do to improve myself, I'm going to do it, and only because it's only going to help me.
It's interesting, I spoke to Arteta on Friday, but we look back over the game since he took over. First game he ever managed, there's only 3 people that are still at the club.
Yeah, I know.
And you're one of them.
I know, it's crazy to see, but I feel like he has a plan in his head what he wants to do with the team, you know, and I feel like you see it now. I feel like he's building a team that really understand the philosophy and the way he wants to play, and I'm just happy to be a part of it, really.
Appearances in the Premier League have been limited for Nelson this season, but when called upon, he's delivered.
Talk to us about that Forest game. You've gone a long while, hadn't you, since you'd scored, and then there you were with an opportunity because Saka had gone down. And
yeah, of course, it's not the best way to make an appearance, but of course you have to be ready, you know. Of course, I was on the bench and I was just thinking maybe I don't come on today, you know. So I was just warming up as normal. Then Saka went down, and Saka gets fouled quite a lot, you know. So if he does go down, it's like, okay, Saka's down, but he's going to get back up, you know. But this one, I think he really got hurt, you know. So it was a thing where I was thinking they might have put someone else on, so I was really relaxed, you know. And then the man said, "No, Reiss, you're coming on, get ready," you know. So I was just like, all right, like this is like kind of my time to prove myself and do what I can do, you know. And I'm just happy that the day planned out to be an amazing day, getting 2 goals, 1 assist, and like just going on from that. And I felt like I gained confidence from playing that game, and just happy that it's gone on now.
And there you are, top of the league.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that feel? You're going to look at that table every day for the next few weeks?
To be fair, like I said, I feel like it's a thing where of course we're loving it so much, but we're not really trying to look towards that right now. We just want to go off game by game, and of course, if that comes us winning the Premier League, I think that'll be the happiest times of everyone's careers. But for now, we're just going to keep going day by day and just like keep training really hard.
What are the ambitions? What do you want to do?
For me, I want to, in terms of my life outside of football, I want to kind of be like a game changer in terms of like being a role model for the community. Building more pitches is something of just a start, you know. I have a project that I've been working on for the last 2 years that I'm going to be doing, and hopefully it can change the dynamic of the normal everyday pitch that people go to, you know. For Arsenal, it's like Arsenal's my team like through and through. I'm a supporter. All my friends and families are, so it's just hopefully I'll be playing for them many more years.
As a child, he always dreamt big. Nelson has achieved many of those ambitions, but he hopes the biggest and most rewarding are still to come. Gail Davis, Sky Sports.